Beat of Sports on this Wednesday. Mark Daniels, Jerry Green. I'm in New Orleans. Jerry is back at the studio. Yesterday, two stories kind of exploded on the scene. One, football related that drew the attention of many here at Media Day when Sports Illustrated had a story that took a look at a couple of different ways that athletes perhaps were using things to better their game. Ray Lewis' name was mentioned in the piece, and Deer Antler spray was connected a couple years ago. Our next guest joined us when the Lewis story first came out a couple years ago to kind of explain to us what Deer Antler spray is, the benefits of it, why somebody might use it. And with the story yesterday, we reached out to Rick Lentini, CEO of Neutronics Labs, who joined us. Rick, good morning. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let me start with the basics for those that may not remember your time with us a couple of years ago. What is Deer Antler spray, and why would someone use it?
Well, a Deer Antler spray is Deer Antler velvet is the soft tissue grown by the male deers, and it contains IGF. And IGF is well known to be the building block of cell generation.
I don't know if we perhaps lost Mark, but Rick, in your opinion, should Deer Antler Velvet be banned by the NFL or any other professional league?
No, I firmly believe it should not be banned. I mean, it has more benefits, healthy benefits, and it's not a steroid. It's completely steroid free. You can eat a steak. It has IGF in it. You can drink milk. It has IGF in it. It's not going to give you the as much as our product. But it allows you to be all you can be without the use of steroids.
Then why is it banned?
The NFL has a ban on IGF for a long time, and then when Deer Antler came out, and it's minute amounts of IGF, it's not going to overwhelm it. It raises your own testosterone levels. It doesn't give you testosterone. It raises your own testosterone levels. It's a performance-enhancing supplement, and they are dead against performance-enhancing supplements. I mean, Gatorade is performance-enhancing, but they allow that.
Rick Lentini is with the CEO of Neutronics Lab. Let me get back, the first question I asked Rick, the natural thought is about an athlete. Let me just, if I walked in and said, listen, I work out, I want to work out, I'm not recovering as well, and you suggested Deer Antler spray for me, it sounds as if you're saying for the common person, this is good, it can be beneficial for you, maybe not for everybody. And then you also answered that the NFL is always fearful of something that raises the testosterone level. Is that as simple as it is, that that's what the NFL is fearful of anything, where because it's banned in the NFL doesn't mean that it's bad for me, the guy that just wants to work out and stay in shape in my mid-40s? Would that be accurate?
I mean, why they ban it, I have no idea why they're taking this stance. This product, I've been in business for 17 years, and this product has helped thousands of people. We have a lot of clientele, and it allows you to achieve your maximum potential. It helps you build muscle. It enhances your performance. It speeds recovery. Speeds up your metabolism. I mean, it does all kinds of good things. Besides it helps support your healthy immune system and maintain a healthy heart. I mean, there's all kinds of great things that this product does. I don't know why the NFL would not want to make their players healthier. It helps with concussions and actually recovery time by reducing inflammation. So it is something that it would be good for the players, not bad for the players. I mean, there's nothing in there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'd read this yesterday. I don't know if you know this as well, that the NFL, they do not test for IGF. If that's true, why?
Actually, there's blood tests for IGF, and if taking our product, your IGF levels are not going to go out of range, and your IGF levels fluctuate. They fluctuate with stress, rigorous exercise, all illnesses. So our product is not going to bring you over the top, so to speak. But there are tests for IGF. I don't know why they don't test for it, but there is a blood test. But it won't show up that as a steroid.
If an athlete comes to you, and I'm not asking you to name names, I respect that. If an athlete comes to you and says, "I need some help," what do you do, Rick? And I mean, I say that in a way, you have a client that comes that says, "I need help in getting my body able to play 162 games in baseball, or a 9-month season, or to work out." When you analyze that athlete, do you take into account the league they play in and determine what they can or cannot take, or is your job to answer to the client that says, "I need to get healthy to perform"? How do you take that approach?
Well, we inform them that it is banned, and the leagues look down on it. It's their choice. It's their body. I know if they go to a doctor, doctors prescribe different medicines, but this is not a medicine; it's a natural supplement. I forewarn them, and if they want to take it, then we do a protocol. What if they have an injury or they just want to make gains. We do an assessment. We have doctors that work for Neutronics Labs, and we do assessment on them and see which product would be best for them, because our product ranges from 3,000 to 200,000 nanograms.
Dr. Lentini, would the NFL and all the sports leagues benefit if they sat down with a committee and looked at everything they ban and everything they don't ban individually, and one by one said, why are we banning this, and should we perhaps not ban it?
Absolutely. I mean, they absolutely. I would love to sit down with them. I love our doctors to sit down with them and sit down with their doctors. We have written letters to them with no response. It would be fantastic to sit down with them and clear up this issue, and we can explain to them why their players should take it, why it would be good for them, especially in concussions. All this issue about concussions and the players committing suicide and things like that. There's so many great benefits in deer antler velvet / IGF that that they should look at, and instead of looking at the downside. I think they're looking at it with blinders.
Rick Lentini is with the CEO of Neutronics Lab. Do you know, and it's listed on your website, do you know much about the guys from this group, SWAT, that was part of the SI.com story? What is your relationship with them? What do you know about those guys?
Well, I do supply them. They are one of my companies that I've been supplying for a long time. I do know Mitch Ross very well. I don't know his clientele. As far as my clientele, we keep that pretty close to our vest. Because we have doctors on board, and we have to, some of our clients talk to our doctors and see our doctors, and we have to abide by the HIPAA laws.
But again, I'm not asking you to name names based on what you just said. Your relationship with the SWAT group is that you would believe their story, even though Ray Lewis denies it.
I know Mitch Ross, and I believe Mitch Ross, what he says. I don't know his relationship. I can't say firsthand his relationship with Ray Lewis. But I know Mitch Ross for a long time. Yes.
Rick, there's another story that I'm sure you're aware of, the story from the Miami New Times and the baseball players that were named in that story in South Florida with the clinic there. I don't know if you know Dr. Bosh, but I guess my question is, when a player reaches out beyond a team's doctor and says, I need more, I need help, what is it that we, the public, doesn't understand about their reason to not say, I want to cheat, but I need to keep my body healthy? What is it that we don't get that people like yourself and others understand what that athlete is asking for?
These guys go out there and they beat up their bodies. It's unbelievable what they go through. And they want to stay in the game. This is their passion. This is their livelihood. And taking steroids, I'm against taking steroids. But taking something like deer antler velvet they're out there looking for something that's going to help them without failing a drug test, without blowing their contract, and to be all they can be. They want to continue in sports, but they get beat up pretty bad, and they have problems. They have a lot of, and when they retire, there is more problems.
Rick Lentini, CEO of Neutronics. Before I let you go, I do have to mention, because I sent to both Jerry and my producer, Scott Harris, your bio. How'd you get in Untouchables and the scene that you're standing there with Robert De Niro? You're about to take somebody out, Rick. I mean, what? Give me some background on how you got involved with that group.
I own a company called the Intelligence Group International. We bodyguard for dignitaries, and actors and entertainers, and I was in law enforcement before, and I met quite a few actors, and they said that they think I would do good in the movie, so I gave it a try.
It's a great scene, by the way, the famous scene where Capone comes down the steps there, Untouchable. That's a big-time scene right there, Rick.
Thank you very much. But I gave that up to be in this business, and in this business, I have a passion for this business because I introduced the product to the Western world 17 years ago because my cousin was dying of Lou Gehrig's disease. That's how I got into this business, and it helped him. I've seen it help a lot of people with MS, Lou Gehrig's, and many other ailments, and that's how we started. And then with the sports, with the professional players. So
Two questions.
I'm sorry.
Two questions. I'll let you go. To play off what you just said right there, do you get frustrated because of the image that sports gives to products like Deer Antler Velvet and other supplements that allow people, like you just said, a relative to battle a terrible disease and others? Do you get frustrated sometimes by the way the sports world and media perceives that stuff?
Absolutely, because they do hurt us. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They do hurt us. Like a couple of years ago when I spoke to you, gentlemen, that where the MLBA actually right away, without testing our bottle, it's got methyl testosterone in it. Well, it does not contain methyl testosterone. It has no steroids in it at all. They just jumped the gun, put a story out there, and it really hurt us bad. I mean, it takes a long time to recover from something like that. And people that want to take the product and they want to get better are sometimes fearful.
Last question. How much is Deer Antler Velvet?
Excuse me? I'm sorry.
What's the cost of Deer Antler Velvet if somebody wants to order? What's the cost of it?
It ranges. I mean, we have products from $19 all the way up to, I believe it's $189.
What's a typical dosage by somebody?
Typical dosage, I mean, is like 3 sprays 5 times a day, 3 times a day. It all depends. I mean, you can't overdose. If you're taking a Supermax, you're taking 15 drops because it's more concentrated. It's not in a spray. It's still a liposome delivery system, which goes directly, it bypasses your liver, goes directly into your system. You take about 15 drops twice a day.
Got it. Online, neutronicslabs.com. You can read more about Deer Antler Velvet from an education standpoint or to even learn more about it. Rick, thank you. I appreciate the time very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, take care.